Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 19. It says, "For horrible is the end of the unrighteous generation." Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 19. First, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Wa Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai, Barakatha Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Alright, in this lesson, it's going to be focusing on the second coming. And Lord willing, this video is edifying. Right, but the point is, or the highlight is, a horrible is the end of this unrighteous generation. Which we are living in the last days, man. And the second coming is not. We don't know the day, no hour of the coming of the Lord, of the appearing of the Lord, but it's coming. It'll tell you that Yahweh Shai so cometh like a thief in the night. Which when you go into the symbolic meaning of a thief coming, or a thief coming in the night, it means coming unawares. That's the symbolic meaning of it. Coming like a thief in the night means unawares. So Yahweh Shai, he's going to come when nobody is aware of it. Right, and all tribes and all the world shall mourn at his appearing, if you will. Let's get Isaiah. Matter of fact, let's get this. Let's get Matthew real quick. Chapter 24. Matthew chapter 24. Verse 27. It says, "For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven." Appear meaning what? Come into sight. It says, "Then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory." Meaning what? He's going to come with a heavenly host, which will be a great and also a terrifying sight. So, hey, this is a day, that day is going to be a day of darkness, man, a day of terror. For as for it is written, man, horrible is the end of this unrighteous generation. It's going to be a horrible time. See, people have or the world has a misconception, if you will, which they think that second coming is going to be all peace and love and for the world, if you will. But for the world, it's going to be war. It's going to be war for the world, or against the world, man. Ain't going to be no peace and love for the world. Right, that's what the false prophets speak. Peace. There's no such thing as peace coming in these last days, man. In fact, let's get this. Let's get Luke. That's why you gotta fear the Lord. Salakia, I was wrong. Let's get Matthew. Matthew chapter 10, verse 34. And this is a saying of Yahushua. It says, "Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword." What is a sword for? Destruction. So no peace is coming to the earth in the last days, man. Only destruction. Only destruction, man. That's why you have dreams. You know, or not dreams, but people having dreams. There's been reports, you know, back then of people having dreams of the second coming. They were crying because it was a terrifying day, man. Dreaming about the second coming, man. Let's get Isaiah real quick. Isaiah chapter 42, verse 13, it says, "The Lord shall go forth as a mighty man." Yeah, what? With what? It speaks about, you know, it's prophesied that Yahushua is going to come with the thousands of heaven, meaning with the angels. Which these angels are going to be in these flying vehicles, which the world calls UFOs, which are actual chariots. Which is, you know, a thing that's not of this world. And it's going to be a terrifying sight. That's that great power and great glory is going to come with. And it's going to all be in righteousness. It says, "The Lord shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies." And who's the enemies? Who's his adversaries? The world, man. For as it is written, hey, the world hated him, man. Even you 2/3 Israelites, man, who don't receive this truth, who don't receive Yahushua, man, you are an adversary. You know, the other nations, you know, all of you is adversaries, man, for you hated him. You hated the world, hated light, hated the light, and loved the darkness. And you the black Hispanic and Native Indians that believe not Yahushua are condemned already. So you the adversary, and in these last days when he come back and descend from heaven, he's going to destroy you, man. And you're gonna be judged, man. It's gonna be a day of terror for you. It says, verse 14, it says, "I have long time holding my peace. I have been still and refrained myself. Now will I cry like a travailing woman. I will destroy and devour at once." And you ever seen a travailing woman? A crying woman going crazy, man? You know? Screaming and shit. That's a terrifying thing, man. Right, so ultimately, the world gonna get destroyed, man. Which it speaks about, you know, the earth is gonna shake to and fro like a drunkard. You know, and that's gonna be by those nukes and by that power, man, that destruction. Right, so when you see the Son of Man appear, just know, man. Just know that he's coming to make war against the world, man. What to war against, or make war against. Salaki, bear with me. Right, it says, verse 14, it says, I will destroy and devour at once. I will make waste mountains and hills. What it means, I will make waste mountains and hills. When you go into mountains, it's symbolic for governments, kingdoms, countries, rulerships. Right, because you have, in this world, you have so-called summits, where all the world leaders meet, which is called a summit. A summit. Which, what is a summit? It's a top of a mountain. Right, which is the top of a mountain. That's a summit. So really, that's what, mountain and hill mean. It says, I will destroy. It says, I will make waste mountains and hills, and dry up all their herbs, and I will make the rivers islands, and I will dry up the peoples. So like it says, and I will dry up the pools. Right, what it means, because that fire, man. That fire, man. The fire from those nukes and that fire from those chariots, man. Because those chariots are going to shoot flames, man. It's going to destroy. It's going to burn things up. That's why in the movies they show so-called UFOs shooting beams or flames, if you will, that destroy. Really, Hollywood got those things from the book, man, from the Bible. So this is a day of terror. Let's get Amos real quick. Let's get Amos. So the day of the Lord so cometh like a thief in the night, and it coming unawares. Let's get Amos chapter 5, verse 16. It says, therefore the Lord, the God of hosts, the Lord saith thus, wailing shall be in all streets, and they shall say in all the highways, alas, alas. All the nations gonna mourn. All the tribes of the earth gonna mourn at the sight, at the appearing, man. Because it's gonna be a terrifying sight. It says, imagine seeing thousands and thousands and thousands of flaming chariots and different type of forms, probably flying rolls in the sky, and seeing a big huge chariot as well, man. That's a terrifying sight to the world, man. It says, therefore the Lord, the God of hosts, the Lord saith thus, wailing shall be in all streets, and they shall say in all the highways, alas, alas. And they shall call the husbandman to mourning, and such as are skillful of lamentation to wailing. And in all vineyards shall be wailing, for I will pass through thee, saith the Lord. This is the point. Verse 18, it says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. It's going to be complete mourning, man. Complete terror in that day. It says for the world, man. It says, as if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and the serpent bit him. So there's no way running from it. It's going to be a day of terror, a day of mourning, a day of dread for the world. It's like you running from a lion, man. You walking in the pathway and you see a lion, it chasing you, and you running from it. Then you hit the cut, you hit the pathways, then a bear meet you, roaring and shit. Then you escape that. Then you ran into your house and you leaned your hand on the wall, and a snake bit you. That's one of the baddest day, man. You know how Jake, say, hey man, that's a bad, dreadful, terrible day. That's what it's gonna be like in the end of this generation, in the last days, man. Especially at the second coming for the world, man. It's gonna be a day of terror, a day of dread, man. You know, to the point where the hearts of men is gonna faint. To the point where people's gonna give up the ghosts, probably. To the point where people gonna be vomiting, throwing up, cause it's gonna be that scary, man. To the point where people gonna be pissing their pants, crying, begging. It says, verse 20, it says, shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark, and no brightness in it? So fear that, fear the Lord, man. Let's get Isaiah chapter 19. Let's get Isaiah chapter 19. Isaiah chapter 19, verse Slocky. Let's get Isaiah chapter 13, verse 6. It says, how yea, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. That's the day coming, man. When you see those angels, man, you see a king, the greatest king, the King of Kings in his great glory and his power, man. Come with power and great glory, and you gonna faint, man. All hearts is gonna faint at that day when they see it, when they see him, when they see the King of Kings come with power and great glory. It says, jump down to verse 9. Matter of fact, let's get verse 8. It says, and they shall be afraid, pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. It says, they shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall shall be as flames. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger. Which, if I'm not mistaken, let's go into that word cruel, man. Cause y'all don't understand the great dread, man. On how terrible that day gonna be. Go into that word cruel. Cruel means hard-hearted, rough, raw, bloody. And the Latin means rude, unfeeling. So no mercy, man. Gonna have no pity upon you, man. The world gonna destroy you, man. Get destroyed, man. Hey, Yahweh is a man of war. You know? And Yahushua, he's a man of war as well. Like father, like son. You know, so fear Yahweh and Yahushua. It's that day coming, man. It says, verse 9, it says, behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. So all the sinners gonna get destroyed, man. All that do wickedly, yeah. All that loveth a lie. All that committed adultery, and have not repented, and have not believed in the truth. Knowing what I mean by man of war, I mean a man that basically a terrible man. That's what I mean by man of war. I mean a man that you should fear. Cause remind you, there's a heavenly host in the heavens, man. There's a heavenly host. A host translates to army. And who's a part of that army? The angels. Got captains within the heavenly host as well, man. There's captains, man. There's order. I gonna understand, man, what that mean, man. A man of war. I'm gonna close out on that. Lord willing, this video is edifying. Double honors to the elders of the house of David. Peace and blessings unto the elect. Salute and shalom to the fellow laborers in his truth. And all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Shalom.